So if I want to teach somebody, I go down very low. And they're much easier to teach. Rather than adults, Adults, the mind is already in a box, Sudah jadi keras, very hard to tell you what to do. But with children, it's very easy. So I have got many books. I've written 5 books like that. In each book, there are 12 exercises. There are 12 exercises, and the children are supposed to do 1 invention a month. And that's how I train my daughter, So this is how the children can be nurtured. Creativity, of course, can be nurtured, right? Many teachers ask me, he said, Mr. Bucks, is creativity inborn talent or it can be nurtured? Of course, everybody is born creative. So we just need a method, like just now, OSNAC is a method, right? So children also get their own method. So it can be nurtured. Your creativity, your strength can be nurtured. Some of you are born singer. Some of you sing like kata, correct? But if you go to a singing school, of course, then you sing like no Has Liza lah, correct? Right? So same as creativity. So if you can recall, I just said I spend a lot of time with children. So in each school holiday, I will go and organize camp, So children will come to my camp. It's a one-day camp, So it's a very fun, I teach them things, they put into practice, So we had a lot of fun using recyclable items. So I've gone to KK, Bandar Utama, Tolentan. So these children are all born talented, all born. I've never come across one children come to me and say, Uncle Bucks, I don't know what to invent. I've never come across, right? All you need to do is to give them the platform. I play game with them, I will organize them 5 in a team, and each of them has to have a company. And then among the 5, you call yourself CEO, CTO, COO. Then I give them Uncle Bucks currency, 2,000 ringgit. I say, you this 2,000 ringgit, you go and buy, So they go and buy the recycled stuff. So I use the empty can, empty bottles, empty boxes, invent things on the spot. So it's actually very fun. Without realizing, they're learning a lot of things, Technology Park Malaysia, Puchong, Penang, Bangsa, right? News Tech Time, I did one earlier of the year. Right? Okay, this is my future project, which I want to do in the next couple of months. It's called Uncle Bucks Inventor Academy, whereby I don't just spend one day with the children. I'm going to spend 2 months. So they'll come to me every Saturday for 3 hours, where then I will teach them about creativity, and I'll teach them how to do 3D modeling. It's very important, if children could do 3D modeling. And then I've got a 3D printer. Of course, you know what 3D printer is, right? They can print, print, the whole mic comes out, So these are the tools that the children can use to learn how to use it. They'll be future inventors. And these are my hopes. Our children are the stakeholder of the nation. It is our duty to build the next generation of creative thinker capable of competing globally. Right? So this is my hope. All right? So now I move on to my second module. You have any questions so far? Okay. Now, the second module, I'm going to talk about the landscape. All right? Landscape of the innovation of country. We have to know where we stand. Negara kita banding dengan negara lain, where do we stand? So I brought along here a few slides. So on the first slides, I talk about the innovation, a country that is successful through innovation. So you can see Sweden is right on top, followed by Switzerland, followed by Singapore. Small little country, but they are number 3 most innovative country in the whole world. Just 1 hour drive from here. Then we got Finland. What does Finland produce? Nokia, that's right. Right? Nokia. Then we have got America, Denmark, Canada. Now I want you to remember the name of this country, because later on I'm going to ask you what is the co-relationship. We've got Hong Kong, South Korea, Japan, and so forth. Germany, Israel, blah, blah, blah. Then I have got a question for you. Guess what is Malaysia ranking? 100? How many? 21? No. This is already 30. More than. Where Malaysia rank? 150? How can? Malaysia is ranked number 39. Not too bad. If we take out the 9, then we're like Singapore, number 3. Right? That's a creative way of looking at it. You just need to take out the 9, saja. So not so difficult, right? But we are catching up. Okay, now I'm going to give you another set of slides which actually talks about the GDP I'm not economics. I cannot explain in detail what GDP, but in a way explain how rich the country is. Luxembourg is a small little country, which is a tax haven. They have got very good financial system. Qatar is a small little country, population less than 4 million, but they got a lot of oil and gas. They're going to host the World Cup in the year 2018, I think. Then we've got Norway, Switzerland, Australia, San Marino. San Marino also is another small country. They also in financial. UAE, as we know, they have oil as well as a lot of trade. Right? Denmark, Sweden, Canada, Netherlands. Singapore, number 13. Right? So their GDP is 49,000. GDP is 49,000. Followed by Finland, 48,000. See, Singapore, the people of Singapore is richer than the people in USA. You look at it. So being a Singaporean, actually, you have luxury. Belgium, Japan, Japan become poorer. Germany, France, Kuwait, Iceland, UK, Brunei, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I got the same question for you. Guess what is Malaysia's ranking? How many? 100. How can 100 mati kita? 20? 39 also? No. 40. More than 40 lah. We are ranked 64. So now you know you are very poor, right? Itulah. Because we only got 10,000. We got to go up to 30,000 at least. Alright? If we are 30,000, then we should be about 28. If we are 30. No. 30,000, we should be about 29. Then we get into the 30. All right. So my question is this: what is the correlationship between innovation and GDP? What? We have learned that beside oil and gas country, besides country that has got oil and gas, country that has got innovation, they also enjoy high GDP. Right? This is what it means. So through innovation, we can push Malaysia from a middle income nation into high income. So what we are trying to tell you is we have got to innovate. Right? We got to innovate. Besides pumping the oil, we got to innovate. If we innovate, then our income can go up higher. That's why, the Najib government is pushing innovation. Because a lot of advisors told him so. And I did this by myself. Nobody tell me. All right? So I'm telling you, you have a role to play. Right? So I was also given a few minutes to talk about it in Pemandu. They are trying to push innovation. So I'm going to show the video. I'm now 51. Many years ago, like 15 years ago, I was doing trading. I sell small equipment to like Felda and Vista and all these people. And I need to participate in the tender. And each time I tender, I have to lower my price. And it's up to a stage I cannot compete on price. So I tell myself, I have to do something. So then I start to create things that other people doesn't have. So by doing so, I get away from the competition. I did this oil platform, this grating for walking on oil platform. I managed to change the design. Instead of flat bar, I use a thin plate and I make it a hollow section. So by doing so, I managed to save the weight by 35% using the same material.
How do I innovate? If I'm an engineer, or if I'm a quantity surveyor, or if I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm an accountant, when I go to study my individual fields, I learn the technical subject matter, but I'm not taught how to innovate in my field. That is the clear gap.
If you look at this nation that is having high income, for example Korea, for example Sweden, Finland, these are the countries that produce a lot of cutting-edge technology. And through innovations, they have this high income. So if Malaysia wants to do that, then we have to have our own local technology. We cannot be importing. So like I say, most of the industrial players in Malaysia, they are traders. They want to import from China, they mark up a price, or they put a branding. That's all they know. So they have to change this mindset in order for us to move from a middle income to the high income.
The challenge for us in Malaysia is to find out what are the latest developments in each industry sector and then see how to bring each of these new happenings or new developments into Malaysia to improve what we've got.
To invent something, you got to understand there must be the need for it, you know. So most of the people in Malaysia, they look at the country as being very comfortable. There's no problem. So they do not have this hungry in them to invent things.
We've got 20 public universities. We've got thousands of scientists and researchers. The difficulty has been for the business community or entrepreneurs to understand what's happening in the universities. So what we are doing, for example, is going into each and every university, understanding the innovations and the work being done by the scientists, converting this work into plain business language that entrepreneurs and business people can understand. And we are putting these opportunities on our website.
If I were to put effort, I will come down as low as I can to kids that is 7 years old, right up to 15 years old, and I will keep continue playing with them and hope that these people will understand how to be imaginative, how to turn this imagine into a prototype, and how to make this prototype into a real product that can be sell in the marketplace. So what I'm trying to say is hopefully we can get a Steve Jobs out of this kind of process. Yeah, so that's how the landscape is in our country. Okay, so now I've come to the last module, the third module, where I will share you how I took the idea from my head, yeah, and in the process and turn it finally into a product. So there are actually 7 steps, right? You may want to write down as I go along. Step number 1 is to give birth to the idea. So you have to look at things around you, all right? Look through your eyes and conceptualize with your mind, right? This is how you start off with an idea. You must be observant. You must be very, very observant. Of course, you should agree with me that this world is not a perfect place, right? Right? Because things change, So there are a lot of questions that children ask me, Uncle Bucks, why we need to invent things? The answer is because there's changes. The law of impermanence. Whenever there's changes, the need change. Everything changes. And everything changes, that's why you need to innovate new things, right? So this is the first steps. Step number 2 is to check your idea. I designed 10 simple questions because not all ideas deserve your money and time, all right? Because putting your effort and then finally cannot sell in the market, then it's a shock scenery. So you have to be careful. So I've got 10 questions. If you go into my blog, then you can see the question. In fact, one of the books that I published will talk about this in detail. Then step number 3 is to look for time and money. This is very important. Many people come to me, Uncle Bucks, can you do it for me? I got this idea. I cannot do for you because, this is your project. So you must have the time and money. Most of the time, there's competition that says, okay, your team must have got 5 members or 6 members. But finally, one person running it, This is always that happen. But you got to be careful, You must work as a team if you can work as a team. But in my own experience, normally idea comes from one person and his main driving force, and the other people become supporter, right? And then you need money. If you need money, we are also lucky. Our country has got a lot of money given through grants. Many grants. We have got MDEC, who is give Icon grant for mobile apps. They give up to 50,000, 50,000. Cradle give $150,000 for idea. Any idea? If you fail, what happened? Do you pay the money back? No, it's called a successful failure. Yeah, they just want you to try, So we are lucky. We have got Mosti giving out money. We have got Matrix giving out money. We have got, I don't know. There's a lot of money in the market, as I know. Step number 4 is to do it yourself. Is to construct the prototype. Again, you don't outsource to somebody else. Don't give it to your neighbor. Do it yourself, right? Make sure it works. So for a typical project, normally I take about 9 months, in my case. But some easy project like you're doing, I don't know, animation or doing some mobile apps, you should be less than that. Then step number 4. This is where you file a patent. You don't file a patent at step number 3 or number 2. Because when you are constructing your prototype, when you're building a prototype, new ideas come. right? You don't file a patent, a new idea comes and you file again, you waste your money, right? You file a patent at step number 5. So it gives you 20 years monopoly business. But again, you don't simply file a patent because you want to file a patent, because filing a patent costs money. You're only making the lawyer become fatter and richer. So you file the patent when you make sure you can make the money back commercially. Then you file a patent. Step number 6 is to do a valuation on the patent. Like all property, whether it's a building or whether it's a piece of land, intellectual property also got a price. So there's professional people who does it. So in my case, some of my good invention, I want it to be value. Because why? Once I have a value, then I can go to a discussion table. This is where the starting point. If I say it worth 10 million, then the businessmen, they are very shrewd. They say, no, it doesn't worth 10 million, it's worth 1 million. But when I give this 10 million on the table, he cannot argue anymore because it has been done properly. All right? So this is a starting point. Then you go to the step 7. This is the last step. This is where then you meet a roundabout that looks like a turtle. Meaning, it gives you 5 options to take. Right? Option number 1 is to sell off your invention outright. This is every inventor dream, because this is where you get millions of ringgit. This is where you can take a holiday to Hawaii, if you are able to do it. But very hard to come by. Very hard to come by. Option number 2 is to license out. This is the most common. I have done a lot of this. In fact, the great thing that you saw just now, I license out to a company. I get 15% royalty, quite high. And this is the most common practice used by inventor in the country. You license out. Then number 3 is to join a venture. You look for someone in the same business, you assign the property to them, then they come out with the money because they already got the business, right? Then maybe they give you share. So this is the third option. And the 4th option is to look for venture capital or look for your father-in-law. Look for your father-in-law because your father-in-law or mother-in-law got money, but you have to run the business yourself and then make sure you make money. And option number 5 is to commercialize yourself. Maybe you are doing some portal, some internet business, you doesn't need a lot of money. So this is how you can commercialize your product. This is most of the time, people die here. Inventor, tak lepas, it is halangan. This is actually one of the biggest obstacle for inventor to be successful, right? I think my time is almost up. So before I say goodbye to you people, I want you to take home this message. So I've taken 2 photographs. As you can see, that man in Africa, he is able to make some shoe to sell out of tires. And these kids, they cannot afford iPhone. They cannot play that Angry Bird. But they can find a box, cut 2 holes, put a ping pong ball, and then start to play table soccer. The fun they get is the same as playing any computer game, right? So my message is this. It is obvious that being poor doesn't mean we are deprived from the opportunity to become rich. Through the practice of creativity and innovation, we have the chance to make the difference. This is my message for you to take home today, right? Okay, this is how you can get in touch with me. I got Facebook /Buxton. Then I've got another one /Uncle Bucks. The Uncle Bucks is for children and parents. Then I have my own blog where I share my thoughts on innovation. I've got more than 300,000 hits. Most of them are American. They read my messages. Well, I think before I go, you may want to ask me some question if you have. All right? As long as I'm relaxed. That's why you see just now, I say I'm happily married, although my wife always kacau with me, always quarrel with me. So I think that's when I'm most relaxed, and I take a lot of time to sleep, You'll be surprised, I sleep 10:30 every night, very early. So that I have energy the next morning, I wake up the next morning. So at 10:30 or 10 o'clock, I won't be taking out your phone anymore because I already robot, I'm about to sleep already, all right? Okay, I give you incentive, Who can ask me a question, I give you this book. I give you incentive. Okay, what's your question? Okay, first I have to introduce. This is Mr. Siang. He's one of the inventors that won the $50,000. Shall we give him a clap? Yeah. So he has made UTM very proud. You know, they won the Buy in ORC. Your question is, how do I maintain, or how do I have the energy to maintain innovation, right? Okay, there's a difference between innovation and invention. I have to make you understand first. Invention are those things that I built, prototype I built, but I have not gone to the marketplace. Innovation are those inventions that I have already commercialized, that someone is already taking care of it. So that you see the difference between invention and innovation. So I think your question should be, how do I maintain the invention? Because innovation already in the marketplace, there's already a commercial arm handling for me. So I don't have to worry that much, you see. So your question is, how do I maintain the invention to make sure that, you know, they can be commercialized? Am I right? I think so. So I have to use a I call it a traffic light kind of method. So there are other ideas. In fact, I'm an inventor. In my computer, I got a red light, yellow light, and green light. Red light are all the ideas I have. So I call it the incubation box. I have 1,000 ideas. I have ideas about the lamppost. I have ideas about rain harvesting. I have ideas how to cook your egg. I have ideas how to, you know, don't have to tie your shoe. I have a lot of ideas. But these ideas are just ideas. My children also got a lot of ideas, you know. But I put them in the red box, in the red color box. Then those ideas in the red box which I feel I want to move on, then I put into the yellow box. The yellow box are those that I want to work on, that I have already got a grant, that I already got money, that I already allocate time to spend on it. That is how I manage the invention. So those inventions that I manage, I must make sure it meets the market standard. Like I mentioned just now, every invention has a market requirement. You must meet that standard. Then I must do business plan. Because you cannot just tell people, oh, there's 10,000 a purchaser will buy a year. You cannot. You must support the nearest brand. And how are they doing? And what is your price compared to their price? What is your costing? Can you make at least 30% margin or not? So I spend a lot of time doing that in the yellow box. Whereby, then when I am ready, and when I already hit someone who is willing to be my distributor, or who is willing to be my licensee, then they go into the green box. That means it's already commercialized, right? So that's how I manage. So I can do 10, 20 projects in one time because I know where they are, right? Okay, I think that it's an interesting question. Can you please come? I give you this book. Yeah. Okay. So I think without further ado, I'd like to say thank you very much. You have been a good audience. I hope you have learned one thing or two from me. Thank you very much.